And now let's move forward to our Bridge 2023 conference. And after panel discussion, I would like to invite one more guest to the stage. And she has worked on a wide range of different projects in waterfall and agile project setup environments. She has mobilized and set up new clients and client accounts to restructured current project setups, implementing improvements to streamline the best practices to project management, control tools, trackers, and processes. So please welcome to the stage Rita Kaipsteina.
What do you think is our greatest value? Is it technology, cars, maybe it's money, or fashion, knowledge, or maybe it is love and our family? Many of us will consider it is time. For the last 7 years, I've been working with Nordic national health and public service projects and gas and oil industry. My team of 10 PMOs is saving 10,000 hours yearly. Listen in, 10,000 hours yearly from the management team for them to work with business continuity, client engagement, and of course, project delivery. Are you interested in knowing how? Let me take you behind the scenes of PMO as a service and let you know how we deliver our clients with the greatest value in life: time. Project managers wear two hats. On one hand, they're responsible for project delivery while managing the whole team and the setup. It's a task that can be very time-consuming, and it's very valuable. That's what we need to do, right? We need to bring the value to the client. On the other hand, they need to manage administrative part of the tasks. That also takes a lot of time and can sometimes be neglected. For them to complete their task, they need a reliable team. Introductions come in place. I would like to introduce you to Holger. Holger is a new program lead at a global software production company. This is his first day at a new position. He comes in the office. Oh, you can feel his charisma. You can feel that the room is taken over by his confidence and by his drive. He has a really good idea that he's going to do it. It shouldn't be that difficult. His task is to take over a 2 million deal from his predecessor and deliver it in 6 months. He quickly discovered that there are quite a lot of challenges that he needed to tackle. First, governance. It was an administrative disaster. Every project manager was tracking things on their own templates, their own methods, their own methodology. There was so many inconsistencies. When the project managers came to the steering committees, it was like comparing oranges and apples. You could not pull the things together. You couldn't understand where they are, what is left, what they need to do, what are the KPIs, because everybody was showing their own thing. PMO was decentralized, and they needed a solution on how to tackle it. They weren't sure. Were there any risks? Were they maybe hiding something? It was a Trojan horse. Then, delivery. Each project manager had their own design, had their own methods. And if you can imagine, it takes time to create them, right? So they were all using their management hours into developing something for themselves that couldn't be shared across the whole program. Their objectives were not met because they were delaying on the timeline. And there were no common processes, no common practices across them. The PMs were focusing on setting up the methodology, but that should be the PMO's work. And also agile ways of working could be introduced in their program. Financials. Oh, don't get me started on the financials. They could not understand what is billed, what is already spent, what are the remaining value, what is each project manager's progress. And financials sometimes do get overlooked, and this is what had happened there. The project management costs were high because, as you heard, they were spending their time on governance and delivery with creating their own designs. And methodology and quality, of course, unfortunately suffered. He knew that the PMO could focus on this and they could fix it. Technology and automation. Each project manager tried to automate something, or they were delivering services of automation to integrate the AI, as we've heard about today as well. But as everybody were driving their own way of work, you couldn't future-proof this AI because everybody was working with their own type of methods, and the money was wasted because you couldn't apply this solution to all of the project parts. How does it look like? I think you all know where Holger found himself. I think you all have been in this situation. And PMO can work with helping and supporting all of this. It is quite horrible to find yourself in a situation where you need to resolve it alone in a large program. And if you remember with what I started, what is our greatest value? It is time. But we also know that business is driven by money. So time is money. And in this case, they needed to save it. About the benefits. He realized he needs a reliable support. He came to us for a consultation on how to maybe resolve it. It was quite quick that we understood that they need to differentiate between PM tasks and the PMO tasks in this program. And to do so, with our experience, you need to focus on delivery, on engagement, on motivation, steering committees, of course, and of course, admin support. How can we achieve it? We can achieve it by cost reduction, because this is then a scalable PMO pyramid that can be adjusted to the program needs, and also if the program's growing, you can always scale up. We can decrease delivery cycles by optimizing resource management and avoid priority changes, because that is quite often what we do experience. And if we have the experience, we can easily bring this to the result. We can tackle the priority changes. And then, of course, we need to increase the quality, because that brings us transparency, reliability, and stability with standardized KPIs and, of course, repetitive models, good processing, good reporting. Then, communication. If you will tell me that somebody has delivered a big and a large program without a good communication, I will eat my administrative hat. that does not happen. And we need to make sure that the communication is effective and efficient. Tools. The PMO can come in with already a setup and good planned tools and processes within the programs that can be adjusted to the needs of the client. And then increased efficiency, because if we are saving this time from the management, we can then save costs. Let's return to the first point, costs. Managing a PMO office can be costly, but it's a worthwhile investment. When we're working with larger portfolios, it is important that we are planning efficiently and we know what scale of the services we would need. One day PMO can be an elephant, if we refer to the last year's presentation, and in another it can be a mouse, and it can change. We can go from one end to the other because we need to be flexible. And when outsourcing PMO services, you are outsourcing from a company that most likely has a large variety of experience, and then they can use their practice to get the best solution for you and change when needed. We need to then ensure that the company goals, our values, and our way of project management and our style is meeting the contractor company's ways of work as well. Of course, these companies can also train an in-house PMO team that is quite often used in programs. So how can PMO help? PMO can help on many things. For example, reporting. If you have a high control on the reports, on tracking and reporting metrics, on status reports, it's going to be well. If you are managing people, you are in control of your staffing, of your demand management, of your access management, of people that are in the project, you're tracking them, then you're going to be safe. Then administrative support. We're saving time and we're saving costs on tasks. We are communicating with our support. We are writing newsletters for our people so they would understand what's going on in the program. And of course, Teams setups. Change management. As we heard also earlier today, it's very important to communicate. Change never comes easy. We need to understand that it needs to be introduced. We need to create roadmaps. We need to explain. And we not only need to explain what is the company benefit, we need to explain what is the employee's benefit with this change for them to understand it. You cannot say it once and then it's going to be done. You need to speak of it. You need to have a roadmap. You need to make time for people to understand that this change is going to be good for them. I realize that this slide is busy, but we need to be aware of well-planned processes. When you don't even look at the little writing, that's for the PMO to take care of. As a project manager, you need to look at the bigger picture, and you shouldn't spend your time on the administrative part, on process description, and etc. That should be done by the PMO team that would then support you with this task. Their responsibility is to remind about things, to support with things, to write, to process, to offer what would be to get good solutions for you to deliver your project. And we always need to plan timely and efficiently. But remember, Hofstadter's law, anything takes more time when you than you plan it, even if you plan that it's going to take more time. So setting up a PMO from scratch can be very time-consuming. For smaller programs, it could take, let's say, 4 months at minimum, but if you're developing the PMO team setup in a larger program, it can take over a year as well, especially if you are putting it from multiple sides together. An in-house PMO team can also be trained. That can be used also for larger portfolios or smaller as well, if you see that you could be supported with the same methods for a longer time. But if you know that you have a changing environment, changing methods, changing projects, client area, it's quite often known to have a supportive team as a contractor can be then good. So PMO as a service. So do you still remember Holger? He decided that he will need support to deliver this program in 6 months. And he decided to get his ducks in a row and to order the PMO as a service solution to onboard a reliable PMO team that will support him with the goals and also support the whole program. We came in unloading all of the PMO tooling, processes, descriptions, and we delivered it. It was a glorious success, and they applauded to us. So PMO as a service distinguishes between the PM and PMO role, as we remember. The differentiation increases effectiveness in our costs. And when we are then focusing on standard processes and on project delivery, because then the previous slide with the busy descriptions can be left to the others. What do you think is the outcome? Happy wife? Happy life. Because as we all know, we are married to our work. We have relationship with our clients, and we have relationship and partnership with our work. So when you find yourself juggling with all of the administrative hats and the delivery hats, you can make sure that the PMO will support you with this administration load and will help you to deliver your projects very well. If you are interested in finding out more, you can meet me and my colleague at the networking party afterwards, or if you have signed up, we will lead a change management training at the Accenture premises with the office visits, where you can learn how the change can be managed through telling a fairy tale. Thank you. I wish you all the best, and I do thank you for your time.
Rita, thank you so much. We've got plenty of questions online.
Oh.
But probably not about that happy wife, happy life. But we've got serious questions here. Where do I start? Okay. Okay, I need... Can PMO participate in strategic planning or just execution and delivery support?
Of course, PMOs are taking part also in plannings. They are not only taking notes, they can advise on the processes and on the future path of the needed services. And the PMO role can also sometimes grow from the PMO to PM, as we all know.
And what challenges brings clients to use PMO? Also got that
mostly loss of money and loss of projects or business. They see that they're struggling, they see that they are delayed on their timelines, and they are looking for out of the house service, most likely.
Okay, you lost the money, then you think, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how to create a center of excellence?
A center of excellence. With knowing what are our values and putting our ducks in a row.
Okay. Do you have any more questions? Those were from online. We have one hand here. Edita, will you help us? Okay, I will go myself because she's busy in texting someone.
Rita, what is the ideal set of skills for the PMO?
The urge to organize, to have things understandable, having things on time, having good communication, because that is always a good driver, because the PMO always needs to be the link between the manager, between the teams. And quite often, if you are on premises, and let's say also an agile or scrum teams with a PMO is usually the one that's pulling everybody by the hand into the meetings and always being the link for everybody. So yes, I would say communication, organization skills, wish to organize, and wish to deliver things as well. Yeah.
I came up with a new slogan. Happy project manager, good business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
business, what is the value, right? Its value is time, but time is money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. More time, more money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rita, thank you so much for your answers.